Good evening. Welcome to Queer News Tonight. You know, occasionally it's good to commit to out with the old and in with the new. Al Ferguson is in the trunk of my car right now to finish off LGBTQ plus Women's History Month with a bang. I have invited some gal pals to take over this show. Girls in Wonderland is one of America's best educational and entertainment brands for LGBTQ plus women. And we're taking over right now.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight with Al Ferguson.
This is Queer News Tonight, Girls in Wonderland Takeover. We celebrate National Women's History Month and the programs and events of one of the most important LGBTQ plus programs in the country, Girls in Wonderland. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily evening television show, broadcasting live and available on demand. Available on all smart televisions, including Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, YouTube, and of course, Facebook. It's time to queer up the news. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight. I'm your anchor at Queer News Tonight, Fay What? Make sure that you watch the Fay What Show on Monday mornings at 9 a.m. live and then streaming on demand anytime. So whatever happens unique in LGBTQ plus news, you will see it and hear it. Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ plus community. Our mission is to support the 10 pillars of our LGBTQ plus community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of our Black community, Latino, lesbian, trans, students, youth, seniors, HIV/AIDS, healthcare, business, political advocacy, and faith. Help us support our community. We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network. Our magazine is celebrating 38 years of the LGBTQ plus experience. And our television, news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ plus and broader community. Let's begin by welcoming anchor Alison Burgos. Look at this beautiful woman. Alison is an iconic name in the lesbian and women's community, leading the famous Seed Food and Wine Festival. She's a founding member of Pandora Events that hosts major women's events, including the internationally acclaimed Girls in Wonderland in Orlando. Hi, Miss Alison.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Next, let's welcome Jessica Clark. This cutie is a very well-known actress and the host of the new reality dating show Coming Out for Love. Hey, Jess.
Hey, Faye.
That is no filter. She looks that hot for real. It is so unfair. Next up, let's welcome Daniella, aka Danny. She is one of America's top social media influencers for the lesbian community, and she's also one of our hosts at Girls in Wonderland. Hey, Danny.
Hey, Faye.
Que linda. Look at that. Look at that face. God, I wish I could come through the screen. Wait, that sounded wrong. Okay.
Hey.
Next up, let's welcome Sydnee Washington. She's an American comedian, actress, model, and podcaster. She appeared on Comedy Central and other specials. She will headline Girls in Wonderland Out for Laughs comedy show. Hey, Sydnee. What's up, mama?
Hello.
Ooh, I am so happy to have all these girls with us today. Miss Alison, Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is proud to be a major sponsor of Pandora Events and Girls in Wonderland. Stay tuned for much more in our ongoing partnership to help support the LGBTQ plus community. So let's begin with our Girls in Wonderland takeover of Queer News Tonight. The women's LGBTQ plus community has growing fear of what we are watching happening by radical GOP conservatives and evangelicals in America. More than 400 anti-LGBTQ plus laws have been introduced in 2023, which is an all-time record. The laws dramatically affect LGBTQ plus civil rights and disproportionately affect those most marginalized in our community, including trans women and queer women. What is happening? Girls, is the world delusional as to the fact that our trans women, our black and brown trans women, are being killed at an alarming rate? Let me start with you, Sydnee.
I don't think people are delusional. They know Google works. The fact that we get alerts we get Amber Alerts for random children in Ohio. I mean, they know what's happening in the trans community and they just don't care. They don't care. It doesn't affect them and they really don't want to do anything about it.
Danny, I see your face. What do you think, Mama?
Every day, it's so disheartening to see that. You would think that now we're in 2023, that we would be progressing, moving forward, getting some semblance of more equality and more, love in this world. And I feel like it's just so disheartening to see that, with everything that's happening in the news recently, with, what's recently occurred, the focus is so out of whack and out of line of where it should be, that, drag queens don't kill people. Trans people don't kill people. This is not the issue, but everyone wants to pretend like it is, and we're not the problem. And I think it's really about time. Like, we just need to keep speaking up and speaking out. That's the most we can do, is just try to be as loud as we can.
Alison, what do you think about this? There's a lot of trans women that believe that lesbians are not coming up to bat for them. We're all women, period. I'm putting a period at the end of women. What do you think about that, Alison?
Yeah, 100%. I am in a place right now, my wife and I are in a place where we're scared. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to support our trans brothers and sisters. I remember that this was 22 years ago when I became an activist in the space and the community. I remember that there was divisiveness within the LGBTQ community on how the transgender community was going to be represented within our community and if they should. And, we always tried to make sure we were trans and gender inclusive. We've always been. Yep. And now I'm heartbroken and I'm scared. I'm scared for my family, I'm scared for my friends, and I'm scared for people I don't even know. And I don't know what's going to happen. I just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you have a heart and you're human, Alison, and these crazy radical evangelicals are they're radical and ridiculous and crazy. Again, drag queens don't kill people, like Danny said. Guns kill people. Okay? Jessica, what do you think, Mama?
Well, guns kill people, and over 98% of the guns that kill people are held by white men, white cis men, first of all. I am horrified and incredibly scared, and I have to take significant social media breaks and everything. I also truly think that, like, this specific scapegoating, this kind of narrowing down, like, it's because evangelicals, they can't even stop their own children from deconstructing. You know what I'm saying? This loudness, this like push, this screaming and yelling, it's actually a minority, and generation on generation, they become even more of a minority. And so, like, they essentially lost the battle, right, with gay marriage, right? They lost. It's reaffirmed. I understand they're going to try and take it down, but it's not going to work because you can't have a two-tier citizenship. I think that the public increased representation on reality shows and scripted shows and streaming and things like that, they've become a lot more used to the concept that, shockingly, all of the women on screen are some form of queer women or members of the LGBTQ community. Like, it's stopped being horrifying. Like, they realize that we could be the person down the street. So they have to narrow it down even more and come down and attack even more of our vulnerable people. And it's all done, as we know, as a distraction, as a divide and conquer, as a way to try and commandeer control. But the reason they're working so hard to commandeer control is because ultimately, statistically, they are losing. And so for me, it's like, it's horrifying. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not trying to say that the battle is won overnight. I am trying to say that we have to push back, and we have to be as loud, and we have to stand firm, and we do have to, it's propaganda. It's this vicious, manipulative propaganda. I mean, in the UK recently, there was a young trans girl that was killed. Do you think a single one of the papers mentioned that she was trans? No, because she was young, she was white, and she was cis-presenting. So it wasn't that. It was just this horrendous thing about this terrible young girl being murdered. Now, if it was a member of our Black and brown community, our trans women, women being brutalized, like that is, they're more than happy to other us, and they're more than happy to lean into these sort of bizarre stereotypes that people are pretending to be women to get into our bathrooms, and like, no, we're scared of getting raped by cis men inside our home, outside our home, at work. That's the real boogeyman. That's the real boogeyman, and they can yell and scream all they want, but that is the facts.
Amen, sister. Hashtag the truth, what Jessica said. All right. Next up, have you ever wanted a reality show like The Bachelorette, except with really hot queer women? Well, now your wish is granted. Coming Out for Love will premiere this spring, and we are all for it, baby. Palm Springs, Dinah Shore, girls, pool parties, dating. What's not to like?
We're in Palm Springs, California, to bring you a groundbreaking new dating competition show. We have one LGBTQ lead.
Amber is a former ball player, social media influencer, actor, and activist. Her videos have been viewed over 144 million times.
And 16 women who love women, all staying together under one roof, the magnificent Palm Palace.
Amber. New Coming Out for Love is fun, new concept for LGBTQ plus women. What do you ladies think? Jessica, look at you. I'm so excited about this. Okay, I got to start with Jessica because she's the beautiful host of this show. And I read somewhere that you said, under no circumstances will I host this show unless it is completely inclusive and showing all the different array of beauty that is queer women. Is this true?
That's 1,000% true. I absolutely said that there's no way that I could possibly consider being the face of a show that didn't represent, you know, as much of the beauty in our community that I'm lucky enough to see and be a part of every day. And so I'm extremely proud of the representation that we do have. And also we would like future seasons to be even more diverse. You know, we filmed this sort of when there was still shutdown, and just the fact that we were able to gather these contestants, we were so thrilled. And for me as well, like touching on our previous segment, like this is about joy, you know, like there's so much darkness and hate and bigotry and all of these things that we're bombarded with all day, every day. But also like our community is amazing and I love being part of it, and I wouldn't want to be any different. And, you know, and getting to be part of Girls in Wonderland and just all of these things. And so this Coming Out for Love is really, we're really trying to show all of that, but also not hide away from the fact that, you know, like any community, we have issues and, you know, we have racism and implied bias and, you know, we have all those other things as well. But we're multidimensional and multi-ethnic and different ages and different body shapes. And I don't know, we're amazing. So,
okay, yes. So who wins, Jessica? No, right? Okay. I thought completely. And okay, correct me if I'm wrong, Jess. I read somewhere that one of the girls wasn't even out to their family.
Several of the women were not out to their families. Yeah, several of the women. And so so it was really interesting because Nicole Kahn, who's the creator and director of the show, and who's been creating Women Loving Women films for decades, literally at this point. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, I go off on a tangent sometimes. Can you reframe can you say the question?
No problem. That you had more than one girl who wasn't out to her family before filming.
Yes. So originally Coming Out for Love, as she originally conceived it like 15, 16 years ago, it was going to be about somebody, you know, coming out for the first time and just exploring the dating world and that being kind of the thing of the show. And then as things have evolved, you know, coming out can look very different for different people at different times. So it was sort of then became a coming out as in coming out about being queer or however you identify, but it's also like coming out, like let's come out and do it. You know what I mean? So it sort of became that double thing. But yes, one of our contestants is Ukrainian. Her parents still live in Ukraine. And, you know, it's a very conservative society. And her mom is her best friend. and she has kept this from her. Yeah, kept us from her for all of these years. So that happens. And then there are several other women that are able to more fully express who they are. And we have women from like little towns in the South as well. You know what I mean? Like there is an LA, component just because
there has to be.
Well, yeah, in the beginning at least, it's only season 1. We had limited reach. But moving forward, yeah, we want women from all over, queer people in general, from all over the States, and in every different representation. We want all the letters of the alphabet. We want to be a truly, truly inclusive dating and love show.
I want to ask one of the other girls, Sydnee, like where was a show like this years ago? I mean, like, why do you think it would take so long to do something like this?
I don't know. I guess they don't think gays dating is interesting. But I mean, everybody that I know is gay. We on the phone all day talking about what we doing, who we doing, and going
how we
out
doing
and
it.
And how we're doing it. And it's just like, that's why I can't get wrapped up in shows like Love is Blind. And I just feel like Love Island, it feels like they don't acknowledge gays or anybody other than cis straight people at all.
Yeah.
What I'm interested in, so my dirty little secret, and Yesie's, is that we've been watching Bachelor and Bachelorette since its inception.
With the roses and
with the whole thing. We love it.
But so has
And
Nicole.
so-
Nicole's been watching it since day one. The creator.
Yeah, we sometimes we watch it together, like we have the phone on our chest as we watch it together and talk. But what I will say is, what I'm going to be interested in what's going on in that house with those 16 women.
yes, like the caddy. Are they going to fight? Is there going to be a big lesbian orgy?
I don't know. There's going to be somebody's going to fall in love. Some of those girls are going to hook up. I'm putting money on that.
I just hope they put whipped cream on each other.
It's 16 women who love women, plus our gorgeous Amber, our gorgeous first lead. And so it would be kind of shocking if nothing went down, right?
Right?
Wouldn't
Yeah.
be
I feel like it's going to be Bad Girls
I'm
Club
tuning
without
in.
the fight.
Love that.
Definitely without the fighting. I mean, like, okay, so we really get into it. Like, there are a couple of things that kick off in the first couple of episodes that you'll see that become, it's almost, we kind of gave the show over to what came up because it was so organic and it needed to be discussed. And then it becomes, you see it becoming more a, traditional dating show and stuff. So there wasn't toxicity like that, but, different people have different issues and different people have different ways of dealing with things. And there's no censorship. There's no censorship. We didn't ask people to say anything. We didn't ask them not to say anything. They can look how they want, say what they want, act how they want. And because we wanted it to be as honest and genuine portrayal as we could. And next season it'll be different because it'll be different people.
Yeah.
So you're really putting the reality back in reality TV.
Right? We missed that because all that, it kind of used to be reality and then now it ended up just being all scripted. I love this. I can't wait to see Out for Love. I've got some little inside secrets. I know that that's going to be racially charged. I know there's going to be a lot of alcohol. There's going to be some kind of sex happening and someone's going to steal somebody's makeup or shoes.
Sounds like Friday night at Girls in Wonderland.
It does sound like Friday night at Girls in Wonderland. It really does.
Yeah.
It really, really does. Let's move on. Next, visibility for LGBTQ plus women comes in so many ways. Where are we heading for lesbian bars? Are we going to lose Showtime's original programming because of the move to Paramount? And will the L Word survive in New York? What are all the girls talking about in entertainment? What do you ladies think? I read that the other day. I was so heartbroken that the L Word Generation Q was gone, was canceled, right? Uncoupled. There was a bunch of LGBTQ plus content on Showtime that now is no more.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what do you girls think?
It's so sad because I feel like I know that there was a lot of like push and pull with reactions to the new L Word, but I'm like, we need something, man. And thank God that we have this new reality show coming up. But like, we need more content. We need more visibility. And I like the plot lines of a lot of them. I was like, Bet and Tina, good for you. Glad you made it past. And we ended on so many big cliffhangers. I'm like, I want to know what happened. So I was just as disappointed when it didn't pan out. But I'm hoping that the New York one, as a New Yorker, I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with it. So I'm just like going to sit back with my little notes and be like, we're the lesbians from Bay Ridge. We're the ones from Sheepshead Bay. Like, how deep are we going in New York?
The Brooklyn girls,
Yeah.
Sydnee, what do you think, Mama?
I think that like everybody has been affected by mergers, and when it's time to cut things, it's like gays, blacks, people with disability, it all got to go because they want to cater to the mainstream. So I'm hoping that a show like this can get all the love and light that it needs, and everybody just needs to push it to the forefront because we can't not be seen. Because we out here, everybody is out here, literally loud and proud. So there's no reason why it shouldn't be on TV as well.
Yeah, no, when Generation Q came back, I understand what Danny was saying. I was kind of like on the fence too, kind of like, I was dedicated to the L word, and that was like our show. And like we would have like parties with all the lesbians to watch it back in the day. And I remember Pandora used to throw the parties for it. Remember at bongos for it. I mean, God, I just showed my age. Anyway, not the point. So, and then when this new version came out, honestly, I was like, look, as long as Bet's in it, I'm watching. Right. So give us more and we will watch more. I mean, we are viewers. We want to see ourselves on TV, right? Yeah. Alison, what do you think, Mama?
I loved the original L Word. I loved the real L Word. I love Generation Q. It felt nostalgic. I was just so happy to feel like I was connecting again with Bet and Tina and Alice, who's my favorite character, Alicia Haley, and of course Shane. Diving into these other characters, I understand that stuff felt sometimes you're like, oh, okay, they're going to cover that. Okay, they're going to cover that. Some of it I think people felt was really predictable, but I was okay with that because I got to see myself and my community on TV, and that's what mattered. So I wanted to watch. I wanted to support. I'm excited for what Eileen is going to do with New York, and I'll support whatever it may be. And I'm going to bring it back to Girls in Wonderland and say, super excited. We've been able to have Alice as part of our festivities back with Aqua Girl and Girls in Wonderland, and now to have Alice and Shane, Leisha and Kate, both joining us hosting Girls in Wonderland this year. We're super thrilled, super excited. Can't wait.
Oh my God. The thirsty girls are going to be a mess. I mean, a mess. There's going to be wet panties everywhere, not because of the pool party. Holy crap. Oh, sorry. The gay boys in the room they just all fell out. Sorry. But everybody on screen was like, yup. All right, let's move on. We finished our month-long celebration of National Women's History Month. Why do we get just a day or just a month? Why can't we celebrate LGBTQ plus women all year long? So as we finish the celebration, we ask, what is the significance of National Women's History Month to queer women? What do you ladies think? Sydney, I got to start with you, Mama.
For me, I will say, like, honestly, even though it's Women's History Month, it was a little bleak. Like, I feel like sometimes we get months to like say that we have a month, but are we really highlighting? Are we really doing what we need to do? Are we really hitting the quota on informing and celebrating? I can't say I saw all of that. I did get to host a comedy show at the Brooklyn Museum in New York, and it was celebrating Women's History Month with non-binary, trans, all of that. And so that was a great show. I did it with Marie Faustin, and everybody came out, and it was all different types of comedy within the comedians, and people really were like, damn, I didn't think that I would be able to resonate with all of this, but they did. So we need more things like that every month, and not just, one particular night of the day.
Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree. Jessica, what do you think?
I agree completely. I think that there needs to be a lot more, and that it needs to be much more diverse in terms of the women that are chosen to be highlighted. I know there's been some improvement, but I think there's still a long way to go. And yeah, I think that we are seeing more and more women, like, with people like Alison and Mariah and people like that leading, we're seeing more and more women kind of taking control of the situation themselves and being like, okay, well, the mainstream media, like these people behind, the networks and things like that, they're never going to elevate our representation, as much as we would like. And so I just am always so grateful and that there are women that pick up that torch and carry it forward and bring people together and make everyone laugh, because humor is one of those things that, like, it teaches you stuff and you don't even realize you're being taught something because you're busting a gut. You know what I mean? So I think all of that is really powerful as well.
Thankful. Thank you. Amen.
Yeah, and for that, I want to, just that like you mentioned, Alison, I have to take a moment to thank Alison because, she never was scared. She never backed down. Here in Miami, I've been blessed to know Alison for about 20 years, okay? Yeah. Wow. Again, little baby dyke in diapers, right? And and back then, very similar to now, the men dominated everything down here. There was nothing for women at all. And Alison was like, F that. I'm going to make a space for us, no matter what. And she got so much kickback for it. Like, it was just pushback. Excuse me. She got so much pushback. But Alison don't play. She'll take on any gay boy any day of the week. And we need more Alisons in the world to make sure that people that we're seen, Yeah. Give me my $20.
I'll pay you later. I'll Venmo you later.
Next up, let's get into some of the events that we can all enjoy that we just can't wait. They are brought to us by Pandora Events. Pandora is the history of event planning for LGBTQ plus women in South Florida and now nationally. Let's talk about the history of why we all want to open Pandora's box. Girls are front center at Pandora Events. So, God, how many years now? This will be what?
22 years.
22 years of Girls in Wonderland. Now you're finally officially able to drink, even though you've been drinking for years, girl. Does it feel like it's been 22 years, Alison?
Oh, sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. I must have started when I was like 12. Sometimes we sit and think, God, it's been 22. Like when I have to write it, I'm like, wow, that is a lot. I mean, we joke around, Jesse, Amy, and I, the three of us that founded Girls in Wonderland, that we are each other's longest relationship.
True.
There we are. There's the three of us.
Oh, I love Amy and Jesse. I love them also. They're just some great people.
Everybody
has broken up and gone with new partners and everything, and the three of you are still together.
We're still together. But you know what? I wouldn't want it any other way. I love that I've gotten to be a part of something bigger than myself. I love that we've been able to create a safe space for our community. I love that we've been able to kind of travel together and watch people like Fay grow up. And so I feel really honored to be a part of this community and really proud to have a part in our community and in what we create and what we do. I'm so excited and honored to be able to showcase amazing talent. From the first time I got to do something with Jessica, from the first time I got to do something with Danny, from the first time I got to do something with Fay, and now our first time getting to welcome Sydnee to one of our events. We're so excited to have you. But I just feel really lucky. I feel lucky that we get to do this, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And I'm super excited about this year. It does not get old. It does not get old for us. We're constantly creating. We're constantly pushing ourselves to do a better job. And also to make sure that everybody's always welcome. Everybody's always welcome.
Yeah, and that's something that I've loved about Girls in Wonderland. Since its inception, okay, there has been drag queens, there have been non-binary folks, there have been, folks living the trans experience always as part of Girls in Wonderland. Like not even a word, they were just included. And also Black and Brown, which was also very important to Pandora and their event. So, it's 22 years and it doesn't feel like 22 years because they continue to evolve. Now, Danny, I'm going to go to you because you've been going for 13 years now. I know 3 couples that wait, one got divorced. I know 2 couples that met at Girls in Wonderland and are still married. Do you know also?
So, funny story. My first Girls in Wonderland ever, and it all wraps up in a nice little bow. And it all really makes so much sense now that I get to work with Alison and Pandora. But my first Girls in Wonderland ever, I just moved to Florida, and I'm little baby gay, going out on the scene. And this girl I was talking to at the time she's like, oh, come with me to Girls in Wonderland. Like, you'll have fun. It's a bunch of women, like a pool party the whole night. I'm like, all right, cool. That sounds amazing. Never watched the L Word. Didn't do any of my homework. I have no idea what this is. I go in, and she's like, hey, like, meet me at my room. Like, you know, we'll come meet us and we'll go hang out. I'm like, all right, cool. I go to this girl's room, and she's hooking up with her ex. And this is my first Girls in Wonderland. I leave, and I'm just shell-shocked. I'm a child comparatively to like all these. I'm like, what? I just went, this is my first event. What do I do? And sure enough, these random Florida lesbians were like, hey, come here. Like, come with us. They take me out to everything. I knew no one, and everyone became my little family. And they take me through the halls. There's girls going through a slip and slide in the hallways. I'm like, what is this place? And now we fast forward to now where I get to work with Pandora, and we're like full circle where now I, as a host, I'm so big on bringing people in and trying to make people have that like safe experience that I got from those random Florida lesbians ages ago, where everyone's welcome and everyone's safe, even the couples, because my fiance and I, we're like OG Girls in Wonderland, and we've been together super strong. We're going on 7 years. And she dances for Girls in Wonderland and performs with them. I do my hosting thing, and we're just like, all right, every year, we got this. No issues, no drama. And, like, it can happen. It does exist. You just got to find it. But it does exist.
I love it. And I love Danny on stage. You folks have to go to Girls in Wonderland and see her. She's a little spitfire. You see this little white girl with blonde hair just jump on the stage, and it's like, what's she going to do? Then it's like, it's like, oh, wow, all right. She's got it. So let's move on and talk about Out for Laughs comedy show featuring Sydnee Washington. Friday, June 2nd, 2023 at 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Sydnee, tell me about it. Tell me. You're the first one that doesn't believe in soulmates, right? And then like now you've got a partner. Are you bringing her to Girls in Wonderland? Are you going to make jokes about her at Girls in Wonderland? Tell us the tea.
Okay. It's so hot because she's at home, but you know, I'm trying to bring her. I'm trying to get her flued out to the event. I did not believe in soulmates, but you know, I have to retract. I have to say that I was wrong. I did meet the person that I manifested, and she just lets me be myself, and I want to be better because I met her. So it's so gay. It's so, I can't believe that was, can't believe I said it. But yeah, I'm going to be making jokes about that. I'm also be making fun of myself and just like the experiences I've been in. So it's not just about my relationship. I'm more than that. And so I'm excited to share my stories and just make people laugh.
And folks at home, you know, Sydnee she's hysterical. You're going to love her. She is hysterical. But, you know, she's also in, what was the movie? Groomsmen, right? That's the movie, right? You were in Sydney?
Bridesmen on Grindr.
Oh my God.
I was nominated for an Emmy for it.
Girl.
Okay, I'm putting Grindr on the
Girl, Emmy nominated. That's what, that has to be on the flyer. Emmy nominated, Sydnee Washington.
We'll add it.
Just like a Black lesbian woman to uplift the white gays, but I'm proud and I'm glad that we put something together that was nominated. So yeah.
And listen, I don't even know you, and I'm so freaking proud of you. Okay, like I just am. I can't wait to see you and hug you at Girls in Wonderland. Out for Laughs is going to be super funny at Girls in Wonderland. We actually have to say goodbye to Sydnee because she's got to jump on a plane and make other queer people laugh. So we've got to share her. We have to share her with the world, but we will see her at Girls in Wonderland for sure, right?
Yes. I'll be there. All
right. Well, and you keep in touch. We love you, Sydnee. Thank you so much.
So nice meeting everyone. You all look amazing and moisturized.
We're all going to have a group hug in Orlando, boobs and all. Oh, I loved her. She was so sweet. All right. It's time to talk about Miami Beach Pride. For women, 2 major events will take place at South Beach for the women. Well, Madonna says, come on, girls. Do you believe in love? We do. We sort of do, right? Miami Beach Pride brings the women at Fling and Sheety April 14th through 16th. Alison, tell us about that.
So yeah, you know, we've been hosting events during Pride weekend since its inception. We have our kickoff event on Friday evening. It's going to be super fun. It's over at Cobalt on the rooftop in Wynwood. Always a great time. Then we all head out on Saturday and spend some time at the park, at Loomis Park. They have that wonderful Garden of Eve tent that Zeno does, which is really amazing. So we'll be hanging out there all day Saturday and Saturday night. And then Sunday, we'll go out to the parade. And if it gets a little too hot for you after you hang out at the parade for a little while, come over. We do a pool rooftop little tea dance. It's intimate. It's fun. You get under an umbrella and relax for a little bit.
Or jump in the pool with all your clothes on.
Jump in the pool.
Which I've done.
I think that we started about 3:00. And then we close out and then head over for that finale on the main stage Sunday night. So it's going to be a great weekend. Miami Beach Pride always does an incredible job with their programming. So many people come out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. So if anybody's down here for Miami Beach Pride, you definitely have to go and partake because the women wear very little. Let's say that. Very little. Very, very little. Okay? And that's exactly why I stay living here, no matter what. Even, Governor DeSantis is still the governor. But the fact that women are usually half naked everywhere they go, that is the reason I stay. Next up, Pandora Events and Girls in Wonderland can touch women all over the world without coming to Florida. An example of an online program that hundreds of women can participate in is Making Babies on May 23rd. So this is important for not for seasoned women, for anybody who wants whoever wants to think about starting a family now or in the future, right, Alison? And you've been doing this for how many years now?
Absolutely. What happens in the 22 years is Jesse and Amy and I created our own families and started having children. And lots of people started asking us, how did you create your family? How did you adopt your son? How did you have children? And so we started around 5 years ago, started doing workshops in person. And we have great experts like Liz Schwartz, one of the leading LGBT lawyers in the country, speaking. We talk about fertility, we talk about sperm, we talk about financial planning, all kinds of stuff in creating your family. And then COVID hit. And so we started doing it online, and which it's so fun doing it online. We've kept it online. Is now we get to talk to women and just LGBT people in our community that want to grow their families all over the country. So yeah, we have 100, 200 people every couple of months. We do this program. It's always something new and always something different. So if you're thinking about growing your family or creating your family, whatever that might look like for you, please join. It's free, it's fun, it's about an hour and a half workshop, and there's always so much to learn.
I love that. Danny, you told us that you were newly engaged or recently engaged. Any plans on making babies?
Yeah,
I've been trying for years. My God, I've been trying to make babies with my wife for years, and it just doesn't happen. I don't know.
It just doesn't take for some reason. You don't know what's going on there. It's on the discussion, Alison. We may need to have a talk with you at some point, but we're nailing down the wedding first, and then that's then take like some time, enjoy, travel, and then we're gonna loop back around. But also, I'm the older one between the two of us, so we gotta have a framework in mind. So we'll be chatting with you, Alison.
All right, good.
Can you imagine Danny on stage with the belly? Let's go, ladies! Like I can totally see it. Jessica, any plans in the future for little babies?
I think that myself and my wife are going to adopt.
Beautiful.
That's the route that we want to go. Yes. So we both have, my youngest brother is adopted, and we both, we have a lot of experience with the system. So yeah, that's what we want to do. So, but I love what Alison does. And I think it's so incredibly, it's really needed, and sort of bringing together like all of the resources. It's so important because it's kind of a minefield out there. Like you hear different things from different experts, and it's a lot. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of false information out there, and people are afraid to start their families because they think that it's going to be revoked, or that, another law is going to be passed that will allow us to. And so you go to this Making Babies workshop and you learn the legalities and you learn the rights that you truly do have. The LGBT or not, we can be a mom if we want to be.
Absolutely.
It really comes down to, again, just the vocalization and communication of women and how important it is. Because even down to, I've learned from friends who have had babies lately that the what someone undergoes when they're going through IVF, what that looks like for actual pregnancy, even all the after like birth stuff that no one really talks about because women have been told for so long to be silenced and not really talk about their problems and what they're going through. But now women are starting to talk about what pregnancy is actually like, what birthing is actually like, and what follows. And people like Alison that are opening the window for more communication are so needed, because you're right, people are going in blind and have no idea what to expect. And that sets everyone up for failure, or at least, not as much advantage as someone else might have. But.
Well, and you're all beautiful. You should make beautiful babies and adopt beautiful babies. And keep on trying to make them on your own, though. Never stop trying. Practice makes perfect.
One of these days.
We work very hard at that.
Next up is the granddaddy of all girl events. Wait, no, that sounds wrong. That doesn't even sound... Wait, the mother of all girl events, okay? There's Palm Springs and the Dinah. Then there is Orlando and the Girls in Wonderland. America's most important women's party, Girls in Wonderland, returns June 1st through the 5th, 2023, and we couldn't be any happier about it. I just needed for it to be now. Bigger and better as Girls in Wonderland gets a new hotel, the Wyndham Resort International Drive. Allison, tell us about this new hotel. I'm so excited. Can we still do the water slide down the hallway?
I'm sure people will. Not a sanctioned event
Even
in the hallway, just so you know. So we're really excited. We've had such an amazing growth spurt with Girls in Wonderland, especially after COVID. So we outgrew our last hotel, which was lovely. We loved them so much. But we've moved on to the Wyndham. It's a beautiful property. We're very excited. It'll feel a little different. We're going to do some new fun things. They have some amazing ballrooms, but my favorite thing is that it's on International Drive in the heart of Orlando, and there's so much at everybody's fingertips. You're going to be able to walk right out of the resort to 100 different restaurants, cafes. We're right next to the Icon. You can go on the huge Ferris wheel or that swing thing that I totally don't ever want to do. There's shops, there's putt-putt golf. There's just a ton of stuff right out the front door, and we'll be within really walking distance of almost basically all of our events. They'll either be right on property or like a couple blocks over. So that's very exciting and very convenient for everyone. And our ballrooms are amazing. We're gonna Saturday night, we're gonna have our big queer prom, which we're so looking forward to. We're gonna have our royal court, which is going to be very exciting. We're going to have really cheesy, we're going to have a limousine. You'll be able to take a picture getting out of the limousine. We'll have corsages and boutonnieres that people can order.
I love that, so I'll be able to lose my virginity again.
Yes. We'll have like cheesy photo booth experiences, just like an 80s prom. We've got a live band, State of is going to be performing. And of course, our hosts, which we are just kind of over the moon about, Kate Moaning and Leisha Haley from the Pants podcast, also known from the L Word. Well, there's Kate, there's Leisha. Yeah, it's going to be super fun.
What a wonderful relationship that you've kept with them over the years, Allison. Because, I mean, wow. I mean, you were a big supporter, like from the beginning. You were like, Alice is my favorite. When Alice was nobody's favorite at the beginning, but she was always your favorite.
I mean, we had Leisha at Aqua Girl on Miami Beach, and I think 2000.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've also had her perform as well, because I was at that Girls in Wonderland.
2012. That's actually my favorite Girls in Wonderland memory is with Leisha, because she introduced me when I went on stage at House of Blues and asked my wife to marry me.
Oh my God, I remember that. I just got goosebumps.
I was there.
Oh my God, I remember that. Oh my God. Yeah, listen, you couldn't pick two more perfect people to host this queer prom. It's going to be funny and cheesy, but not cheesy in that kind of way. It's going to be like just so much fun. So make sure that you bring your big prom dress, all right? Because it's going to be used for sure. It might be dirty and sweaty by the end of the night, but you'll love it.
Ask your prom date, make it special. Rent a tux, get a dress, like do it up. We've already gotten some videos. People are sending us and submitting videos of their ask to the queer prom. We've been reposting them. So yes, send your video Tell Ruby to get on it, Jess. Come on now. I want to see a good
Right,
video.
Jess? Make her do it. And put it on TikTok.
You don't have to. Don't threaten Ruby with a good time. She loves a suit. She might wear a top hat. There'll be a cravat happening. There'll be a whole thing. I never went to prom because I'm from England. Like, we don't do that there. So this is my moment. I'm ready.
There you go.
Waiting.
Do it. I like it.
I'm expecting Ruby to come in with like a cane and like the top hat, like a whole nine, like a really like blinged out cane.
Oh my God. No,
and it's like blinged out,
yes.
like some kind of carved ornamental, like snake or something like that. Definitely.
I love it. I love it.
We'll see.
You know, and I really love that people are really getting into the spirit, because just like you said, you know, Jessica, like you said that in England you don't have prom. Well, you know, here in the US, you know, we do have prom, but many of our LGBTQ plus people couldn't be at prom with the person that they wanted to be at prom with. They couldn't be at prom being their true, authentic self. But now this is their chance to do it and to go with a same-sex partner and have a great time. You know, I've got a friend of mine who she posted her video asking her date to go to the prom with her, and she went all out. Flowers, you know, Lexi, flowers, balloons, you know, the tuxedo, the corsage, everything. I mean, you know, that's the way to do it. We didn't get to do it then. We'll do it now.
Well, you know, Lexi is actually a sponsor. She's a sponsor of Girls in Wonderland. She has an amazing State Farm agency.
Yes, she does.
State Farm is the agency I use from all of my insurance, and Lexi will be there all weekend. And Lexi goes to State Farm. That's their agency. She'll take care of all the girls in Florida, all your insurance needs. Look at that.
Lexi Goza is incredible, and you girls will all meet her. Trust me. Okay, her and her partner, they change about 5 times a day. They have that many outfits.
Plugging you up, girl. Let's go.
Love it. That's the vibe.
Right? Next up, pool parties and dance events headline Orlando's Girl in Wonderland. So what else are we going to be doing there? Oh, there's after hours this year, right?
There's always after hours, yeah.
But every night?
Did you see? You know who we had? We haven't announced her, so this will be a first.
I know.
This will be a Girls in Wonderland takeover announcement. Lucci. Do we have a picture of her? She is amazing. So she is a world-renowned international EDM DJ who now has her first album coming out, Girlfriend. Actually, her girlfriend in the video is Renee Rapp's girlfriend in real life. So that's very hot. So yeah, she'll be performing this year, I believe, at the Saturday Night After Hours. We're very excited to have her. And the song's amazing, new album's amazing. So yeah, that's gonna light it up.
Oh my God, that's gonna be incredible. You know, that again, I need that little power nap in between to make it to after hours, right? If I didn't get that nap, yes, you know, I'm gonna send everybody a text. It's time for a nap. Okay? You know, and so after hours will be 2 to 5 a.m. and then we go to Denny's.
That's right.
Yes.
And you can walk there this year.
And then we can walk to the Denny's from the New Host Hotel. All right. So, you know, either slipping and sliding down the hallway, floor 4, or at Denny's. That's where I'll be.
I love it.
Or maybe sliding down floor 4 with like a breadstick or something.
Denny's.
I can figure that out.
You know, multitask.
Yeah. Well, that's the incredible 2023 lineup for Girls in Wonderland. I'll be there with 20,000 of you, of our best girl pals. You know, next is exciting South Florida news. Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network will put on the biggest Pride Parade in South Florida, June 17th on Wilton Drive, and I'll be broadcasting the parade on Apple Television and Roku with my Queer News Tonight anchor, Al Ferguson. That's still in the trunk of my car. I'll get him out later. The women supported by Girls in Wonderland and Pandora events are front and center with a special stage and entertainment also at Stonewall Pride. Stonewall Pride features women's stage and party June 17th in Wilton Manors. Allison, you had your stage there last year. It was pumping.
It was our first time. It was super exciting. Yeah.
DJ Lady Snack Daddy was up there.
Josie, she's a triple threat, that Josie. She can cook, she can DJ.
Yep.
Oh,
Marcy thinks that she's great also in the sack. So yeah, triple.
Listen,
you're welcome. You're welcome, Josie.
You folks need to meet Josie, and I know that she's going to be there for Girls in Wonderland. All right, Josie was on Top Chef, right? She was one of the incredible chefs. She's gorgeous and beautiful, and she's into leather, so she's always walking around with a really cool harness or really spiky hair. You never know what outfit her and her wife are going to put on, you know. And so they're just a really fun couple. And so she's a DJ, she's a cook, she's a host. You know, she does a travel show. She does all these different things, and she's going to be also on your stage for Stonewall.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She'll be part of all of our Stonewall festivities. We actually do that all kind of together. Josie and I are actually dear, good friends. She came out to Aqua Girl, 18 years ago. We've been friends ever since. She's actually my poker partner. We love going out and playing poker together.
Show everybody your poker face, Alison.
Oh.
It looks like the same face that you just put.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like,
I was going to say, isn't that just Alison's face?
Yeah, it's my face. I love poker. We used to go to the poker room together. We have not been for a while. Last time I think we played was at my house, but we've been threatening each other to go out and hit the streets, hit the tables.
I love that. Let's move to the West Coast as Pandora Events and Girls in Wonderland go front and center at St. Pete Pride. The official girl party will be celebrated in Tampa Bay on June 24th, 2023. Alison, aren't you busy enough, girl?
I will say,
I love Tampa,
this whole show kind of feels weird. It's like St. Pete. There, I'm like,
you have a lot going on.
I know. I'm sort of kind of. Honestly, I'm feeling a little stressed as I do the show. I'm like, I have so much to do. I don't have any talent booked for that stage. I don't think we have that flyer done yet. I have to book some go-go dancers. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, I had been to St. Pete Pride years ago, and I had heard that it had grown. And I always liked St. Pete. And so we went last year in preparation for our Girls in Wonderland Beach, which is the first year we did that. And St. Pete Pride is the bomb. I loved it. It was amazing. We were in the parade. We did a party. I love the people in St. Pete. Jessica and Ruby are in the St. Pete, Tampa area. I just think people are so friendly. Everybody turned out. I loved all of the allies that were turned out as well. It's so beautiful there. We had a great time, and we can't wait. We're affiliated with St. Pete Pride. We're their official women's event. Their organization is top-notch. Nicole and their whole team are amazing. So we're really excited to be back in St. Pete, supporting all of the businesses and all the beautiful people in St. Pete. We're going to have a great event. We're at Acropolis. It's going to be fun. We'll have dancers and shows and music and DJs, and it's going to be a great time. We love St. Pete. Definitely, if you're anywhere in the driving range or flying range to come into St. Pete Pride, it's special. It really is.
It really is special. My nipples are hard just thinking about it. St. Pete Beach this fall, October 6th through 8th, 2023, for a chill beach experience at the Retro Postcard Inn. It's perfect for a more relaxed beach experience and also a hell of a lot of fun. Girls in Wonderland Beach returns to St. Pete Beach, October 6th through 8th. So that is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show. If our community is important to you, then share this news with your friends and family. Are you, like most of America, part of our very large television audience watching this live LGBTQ plus news broadcast right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV? Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world. This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ plus stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight. I'm your anchor, Fay What? And on behalf of these LGBTQ plus hosts, the incredible ladies of Girls in Wonderland, Alison Burgos, Jessica Clark, Danny, and Sydnee Washington, who had to leave us, but we love her. Join us all for this amazing time that we're going to have Pandora Events and the Girls in Wonderland. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. on Queer News Tonight. Celebrate the women of our LGBTQ plus community. On behalf of all these anchors and myself, good night.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBT